We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for the Top Gun Sales Bootcamp training. And I don't know if we'll get to it today, but there's two things that are big, really big, really, really important. They're going to take months, years, decades to learn. And one of them is building teams. So I recognize after 62 years on this planet that I'm not good at building teams. So that's one. The other is key account selling GE when I was 27 years old. And that's going to take a number of weeks to get through those pieces. Can they be combined, the combination principle? Not sure. Then another thought just hit me that was really fascinating. Mary Glavin. And so in the mortgage industry, when I was building the sales team from 4 to 28 salespeople over a 3.5-4 year period of time, most of them were young males. And so most of them were young men. They were my age, in their 20s, maybe early 30s. So most of them were my age. And it was interesting, and so they're men, a lot of testosterone, everything. And then all of a sudden, Mary Glavin comes in. And she's our age too. And she's cute and smart, like sharp gal. And I'm like, I've got to go ahead and so I was probably doing it a year before we brought her on. And she became one of the best salespeople we had. She became so successful that she actually started her own after I left the company a few years after I left the company. She actually left the company too and started her own mortgage company. It's interesting on how many of the people that I recruited, trained, and after I left the company, then they left the company and started their own mortgage companies. A lot. And so there's so much that's and then we got back the first draft of the Top Gun and the program to take this program worldwide. And it's like, interesting. So we have a lot to cover today in a very short period of time. Nora, what you got?
I had 19% yesterday.
Keepers.
Right.
Do you know why you don't push people, Nora?
No, maybe not.
Does anybody know why Nora doesn't push people?
She had a bad experience from pushing people.
Interesting. Okay. Do you guys know why you guys don't push people? Why Kenny and Luke, why you guys don't push people?
No, not sure. I also have Andrew on here with me.
Hey, Andrew.
Morning.
Good to have you on. Did I leave a voicemail for you?
Can you leave a voicemail for me?
Did I leave a voicemail for you?
No, I don't have any on my phone. Let's give it to me on my other phone.
It's I was telling Kenny and Luke in the pre-show, always show up early, always stay late. That sales is a lot like phone numbers, and you have to have all the digits. If you're missing one digit, or if it's wrong or missing, you can't get to your destination. And so, or if you transpose, if you take two numbers and switch them, you get a totally different destination. You don't get where you want to get. And so little things in sales can be the big things. And so, I made the observation yesterday that Luke didn't give his numbers. maybe it wasn't that interesting. Nora went ahead. This is after always stay early, come early, stay late. Nora made the observation Kenny just doesn't give numbers. And I thought those were two interesting observations. Anything else, Nora, you got?
So what do you think is the key thing in building teams?
I think the number one thing is self-awareness. So in Ford versus Ferrari, who am I? Who are you?
So self-awareness of
Like
okay,
everything.
that makes sense.
Yeah, like everything. Like who are you? Whose are you? What were you created to do? Who are you created to become? Like if we're happy with ourselves, we're probably not growing. I mean, that's not true because I can be happy with myself, but still be growing because I'm looking forward to how I can be so much better tomorrow than I am today. And so, in pickleball, there's that book is going to make you millions, Nora. It'll make other people millions too if they understand team. They say there's no me in team, and so like it's we, and it's like when I think about it, like in pickleball, Courtney, when I was playing doubles with my wife, and Courtney was coaching us, and I saw, and I don't know if this is significant. Well, I know it's significant, but I don't know how to teach you all to be significant, to see significant things. And I don't know how to do that. And so, so I hit the ball, and Courtney looked at me, and she kind of cocked her head slightly. And I said, "Did you have something you wanted to share with me?" And she says, "Do you want to hear it?" So I'm paying attention to her a lot because I think I can learn a lot, not just about pickleball, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be pickleball in heaven. Like that's a great thing for the spiritual. There must be pickleball in heaven. That's a great thing. And so I said, and she said, "Do you want to hear it?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, of course." So she told me, and I don't remember what she told me, but I do remember like saying, Did I give some indication to her that I wasn't open to input?" So I asked her, and Courtney, "Was there something I gave of indication to you that I wasn't open for what you said?" I thought maybe my joking had taken too far, and she thought I didn't think. Well, she just thinks you're like every other male. So what's the biggest challenge males have? She said ego. But that was later. But I said, "So is there anything that I gave you, an indication that would indicate that I didn't want your input on like everything?" And she's like, "No." She's like, "No." She's like, I'm like, "Okay, why did you?" She's like, "Because a lot of people," what she meant to say is a lot of men don't want, they want to, she's like, they want to figure it out on their own. Like, doesn't that bring back some cool memories, Kenny?
Sure.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Pickleball.
Yeah. Do you think you've changed?
Maybe a little.
Is that good enough?
I don't know.
So Nora, like, what do you think? What do you think I would recommend doing, Nora, on helping? Like, I just suck on building teams. I just suck. What do you think for me to fix that? I mean, when you have 62 years where you haven't been good at something, and all of a sudden, and this came from the coffee connection after the debrief, in the last few minutes of the debrief. So, Luke, like you did a really good job on that. Did you care about? I mean, do you think you know how to go ahead and be part of a team, Luke?
Not sure.
So, did you go out? Do you care about Kenny and Kenny's success?
Ish, maybe.
So did you go ahead and push Kenny to go ahead and watch the Coffee Connection debrief?
Did not.
Kenny, did you watch the Coffee Connection debrief?
No.
Why not?
Not a high enough priority.
Nice. See, this is beautiful. This is there might be only two answers to that question, maybe. One is that that I didn't think about it. Like it didn't even enter my mind to do it. Okay, all right. Like from last Saturday to now, it didn't enter my mind. Okay. I like when Kenny says it's not a high enough priority. Why does that feel so good to me?
Is honest.
He's honest. He's being honest with himself, and he's being honest with me. So my kids, the 12 principles to life masteries, those would be a good foundation for teamwork. Like, and so, like being honest is really important, being honest with ourselves, which comes back into self-awareness. And so when the kids would go ahead and I'd come, home from work, and Rosanna would be frustrated with them because they haven't done something they should have done in school or in their, homework or in, and I might have put in a 12 or 15-hour day, but I'm there, I'm on it. Like, it's like, hey, kids, like, your room's not clean. Well, I think it's clean, Dad. Well, is your room clean? Yeah, Dad, it doesn't look clean. So what I did is their mother would help them clean their room, get it mom clean. And then what we did is we took a picture of it. And because Dad's clean was not like Mom's clean. Mom's clean was very different. Dad's like, it's fine. But I think it's important for discipline. So we'd put a picture on the wall and I'd say, look at this picture and look at the room. Is it the same? And then sometimes they'd say, well, Dad, I didn't. I'm like, why didn't your room get clean? Your mom told you that your room needed to be clean. And they'd often explain themselves. And that's not what Dad's looking for. It's not a high enough priority. That's the truth. So they'd say, Dad, it's not a high enough priority. And what would I, as a reflex, do?
Check their priorities.
First, I'd go ahead and I'd cheer. I'd be like, that's awesome. Dad loves the truth. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Dad loves the truth. Man, did Dad love the truth. Way to go. That's awesome. So let's take a look at your priorities. So let's take a look at what you did all day. Because everything you did had a higher priority than what you didn't do. And so I love that Kenny told the truth. Now what he gets to do is in his own mind. It's not my mind. It's his life. He gets to choose. He gets to take a look, and he takes a look at from this point all the way back to Saturday. Everything that he did, every single thing he did was a higher priority than this. So we'd take a look and we break down the priorities, and there would be sometimes I'd be like, really, playing Xbox or goofing around or playing with your friends, this and this, that's a higher priority than what your mom said. So, let's take a look at our priorities. There are other times they'd help with their brother or sister or their schooling or something else. I'd say, you know what? I can see how today all these other things, I can see how they would be higher priorities than you're cleaning your room. Now, your mom, she values it, so I don't know. Let's balance it. Let's see if we can squeeze this in tomorrow. Let's get this thing done. And so, nice. So, nor or anybody, what would I do? Like, I'm a dog on a bone. You go 62 years, and if somebody would have said, Mark, are you good at building teams? I don't know. Nobody ever asked that. Nobody ever asked that. Alan Stein once said that I was really good at developing people. I laughed. I'm like, really? You think I'm good at develop? I think I suck at developing people. I mean, not you guys, of course. Obviously, you guys are really doing good with them. But nobody's ever asked me, Mark, do you think you're good at nobody's in 62 years, nobody's ever said, Mark, are you good at develop? Nobody's ever asked that question. I've never asked that question of myself. So on Saturday it hit. So I'm going to fix that bad boy. I mean, I'm going to and how am I going to attack it?
Not sure.
Really? Anybody know? Wow, I can't believe you guys don't know. So I have emotional affairs with something very, very special. And what is that?
Spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets. They never let me down. They always give me more than I give them. Like they never sass me. They never reject me. They never go ahead and, like there's not mistakes in them. Like they always give me what I put into them, they give back to me and far, far more. So I'd use a spreadsheet. Because a spreadsheet forces structure. It forces me to look and say, Mark, Mark, do you want to know how to build? Yeah, I don't think I can go ahead. I don't think I can achieve my life vision without figuring out how to build teams. So I'm going to attack it through a spreadsheet. Questions, Nora?
No, I was just thinking like probably one of the top things is, and it's going to be challenging, is the fact that you have to be able to teach someone like how to, like you have to care more about other people than you do yourself is one, and you have to be able to feel other people's pain.
Right. Yipper. Yipper. Now, if people wanted to go ahead and be good team members, so Luke, do you want to be a good team member?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And Kenny, do you want to be a good team member?
Yes.
Right. Andrew, do you want to be a good team member?
Yes.
See, Andrew is faster than Kenny. It might not be nearly as hard to replace Kenny as we thought it was. like, can you only have? This is fast. Nora, do you want to be You want to be a good team member?
Yes.
Okay. So like Nora's excited. She's like, I don't know what he's up to, but he's up to something. So Nora, let me ask you a question. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think you can only really be part of one team and really only be committed to one team, only be connected deeply to one team? Do you think you can only have one team in your life?
I know where you're going with this. There is a difference.
Well, don't go analytic on me, girl. Don't go analytic. Every
But
team
no,
is
but the
different.
answer is no.
You can't be part of two teams.
You can be part of multiple.
You can be part of multiple teams.
Yeah.
And obviously there's going to be differences, right? I mean, there's going to be differences, but the essence of it, can you go ahead? Can the essence of being a good team member, can the essence of being a good team member, is it all the same? Like, is it similar? Is the foundation of it? Do you all know how to be a part of understanding how to build teams? Like this exercise, what would you guys do?
Communicate better.
Okay, good. So communicate better. What's the number one thing you guys could do? See, have you guys ever heard you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Oh, I've
Yes.
heard that term.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So on this in this group here, who do you think's the youngest dog? Really?
Probably
Luke's the
Shannon.
youngest.
Did you say who's the youngest?
No, I said Luke's the youngest.
So let me ask another question, because it's so much more important than the question I ask. Who is the youngest? Who's the youngest in the group? Luke is, but that's not the question I asked. Is it? Who's the youngest dog in this group? Really?
Okay, fine. You.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Why? Because I can learn so fast. Because I can grow so fast. 62 years and I suck at building teams. Man, I'll get up to speed so fast it'll be unbelievable. Why? Because I'm humble. It's like this is one of the major issues with my family. Didn't know how to build teams. Man, I suck at it. As a dad, as a husband, as a leader, as a grandfather, I don't know how to build teams. But I've kind of been slow my whole life, so I'm used to it. I've kind of been stupid my whole life. Like I can't figure stuff out. I can't. So what I have figured out though is once I figure out I'm stupid, once I figure out I'm pathetic, man, I'm a dog on a bone. Like I'm gonna attack this thing. And that's one of the things that actually holds me back from building teams. Why is that? Because I do the work. And other people just let me do the work. So I get stronger. I get younger. Other people are getting older. Dwight Goldwyn from China, he's an American, lives over in China. He's like in his 70s. And he has, dinners with strangers. He just goes on the street and he just invites, so he lives in China where they've never seen a white man. Like, an American. He's the first one they've ever seen. And he just goes out and he just invites these 20, 30-year-olds to come and have dinner with him. Just random strangers. And you'll ask him, he'll say, who's older, you or me? So they're in their 20s, he's in his 70s, but he's younger. He's a younger spirit, he's a younger heart. He's like he's a 3-year-old. He learns, he's hungry to learn. So one of the downsides, one of the weaknesses I have in building teams is I just do the work. So other people don't have to step up. So if I were you guys, I'd get on that spreadsheet, man. I'd get on that spreadsheet and I'd attack that thing, and then you all contribute. You all go ahead and say, well, this is what I think being a good team member, this is what I think being a good team member is. You guys try to get out in front of me. You guys try to learn faster. You guys try to learn, figure it out. You guys care more. You guys go ahead and work more. You guys are more into it. You guys understand it. You got more passionate. Like, be younger. Ooh, nice. Nice. Anything else, Nora, you have?
No.
Kenny, what you got?
Well, I don't have my numbers.
Right? That wasn't that hard. Nora could have just said, hey, Kenny, like, you don't have numbers. Like, and Kenny would respect her for that. Like, he likes to be pushed. I mean, he doesn't, but he does, but he doesn't, but he does. He's confusing. So, hey, Kenny, get your numbers, buddy. Good. Anything else you got, Kenny?
I do not know.
Luke, what you got?
Yesterday I did 10%.
Okay.
So in the we were talking about a budget that a client gave. I'm not really so concerned about in this situation, but how do you know when you get budgets that the people are telling you the truth?
You get a feel for it. And the truth is not black and white. But you have to know the details, right? Like, if they say this is a budget of $23,000, well, what does this budget include? And then if you guys are responsible for coming in under budget, do you go ahead and ask them, what happens if it's over budget? Or what if we're under budget? Like, if we're under budget, do we go ahead and keep the difference? Like, you guys come in at 18,000, and so you get the extra money. Okay. Or do they keep it? If you come in on over budget, well, what happens then? And what will a lot of people, what will a lot of business owners want to do?
Keep the difference.
If you come in under, they keep it. If you go over, what do they want to do?
Split the difference.
No, they want you to eat it. You come in 5,000 over, they want you eating that $5,000. So you come under 5,000, they're going to keep it. They're going to go over, you go over 5,000, you eat it. What's not to like about that? If you're them. So that's why you want to get all of the, information up front. Like, so you don't have misunderstandings. So the reason I left Preferred Mortgage Associates is because he and I like to put things in writing so there's no misunderstandings. I hate misunderstandings. Oh, I hate them. Largely because I often eat it. I'm the one that eats it. When you eat it enough, you go, you know what? I want to be clear on what it is because I tend to be the one to eat it. He didn't like putting things in writing. But we had an agreement for if I hit certain numbers, I'd get like a $5,000 bonus, and he reneged on that. And I just resigned. I just quit. Because I'm like, if he's willing to renege, on $5,000, when we get real money, and it was a lot at the time. I mean, like, it was a lot, but still not a lot. It's not like 50 or 500,000 or 5 million. What's interesting is after I left, he honored 60,000. So I made $60,000 after I left the company. He continued to pay me $60,000 in residual commissions after I left the company. But I was hurt. And I didn't know how to go ahead and say, hey, this hurt me. I'm concerned that you're not going to honor, like I'm going to give you 7 years of my life so I can go on and do my life vision. And I think you're not going to honor. I didn't have that conversation. Didn't even think about it. And in the last 34 years, nobody's ever said, Mark, why didn't you have a conversation about that? Like when you were hurt by your wife and your kids, why didn't you have a conversation? I don't know. Real men don't get hurt. You just suck it up and you just pay the price. You just absorb everything. So you have conversations beforehand and you get the details. Does that help, Luke?
Yes.
Are you and Kenny doing what I advised you to do about making sure that you guys are covering the top 5 to 10% of the sales? I mean, 10%. Are you guys doing that? Are you guys carving out a certain amount of time every day to make sure you're after the business, Luke?
I think so, yes.
Okay, good. You are your brother's keeper, buddy. In a team, you are your brother's keeper. In part because hopefully you care about your brother. In part because if your brother sucks, he's going to bring you down. Like, so it's not just because I'm a caring person. It's because I care about myself too. And I know I'm going to get hurt by other people. Oh, there's so many stories that I have. I'll tell you one. So when President Obama was president, there was a university professor that went ahead and said to his class, he said, I'm going to, because, there's in their 20s and they're, get free healthcare, free this. And he said, I'm going to implement President Obama's grading in the classroom. And so what we're going to do is everybody's going to get the average grade. So if you get an A, somebody else gets an F, you get a C together. And what do you think happened to that classroom and the grades in the classroom?
They had good grades.
What's that?
They worked together as a team and everybody got their grades up?
Right? You'd think no.
Everybody dropped.
Everyone dropped. They averaged, I don't know, a B average, then went to a C average, then went to a D average. Everybody dropped.
Why is that?
Because, I'm not going to work for somebody else's grade, so everybody reduced their work. That's one of the weaknesses I've had as a team. I'm not a good leader. I'm a great team member, but not a great team leader. I mean, I will work and commit and I'll sacrifice and I'll take risks for the team. I'll do so much for the team, which is great to have on the team. I'm a great team member, but suck as a leader. That's going to change because of Coffee Connection, because of the debrief, because of paying attention. All the little things matter. Andrew, anything you got, buddy?
Nope.
All right. So are you going to be here tomorrow at this time?
Me?
Andrew.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to get Bricio to come?
Ratio. Yes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's easy. It's good. Excellent. Anybody else have anything else? So we're going to get into the GE, and I'm telling you, 27 years old, you guys are going to see, holy cow, this dude, there's a reason at the age of 27, he's on track to make $460,000, got $1 million in equity, and then he walks away from the whole thing to pursue what he feels is God's vision for his life. Like this guy, I wish I'd have known him when he was 27. because this dude was after it. He was after it big time. This guy, my 27-year-old self, would motivate you guys like you cannot even believe. So we're going to get into some of those stories in future sessions, and oh my goodness, this thing is just going to take off. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day, everybody. We'll see you. Bye-bye.